Hello guys. So today I'm just going to show you very quickly how to make a very simple 8-page document, PDF document on InDesign. We're going to start by simply just learning how to use text and image in InDesign. And yeah, it should be rather simple, nothing too complicated. We're not going to go into kind of the design or the overall layout design of your document. We just want to learn today how to put images and text onto our document. InDesign is a really brilliant software by Adobe. A lot of designers will use it if they're sort of designing big like booklets or for publishing, but it's also very useful for kind of creating kind of online documents as well. There are alternatives to this that are slightly easier, but won't have the same kind of functionality as InDesign. For example, things that are slightly more accessible and free would be like Google Slides, which are really more about presentations, not about making documents, but you can save as PDFs. Keynotes and PowerPoint as well, you can make kind of very simple PDFs here. But the reason I'm showing you InDesign is because you can really kind of go quite in depth with that. So to start with, hopefully you will have downloaded InDesign onto your computer. I know you can see the InDesign logo there, but if I was to just quit that, get rid of InDesign, hopefully it would allow me to do that. Going to go to Finder, going to go to Desktop. Nope, we're not going to Desktop, we're going to go to Applications, my apologies. And we're going to go scroll down and we're going to find Adobe InDesign. Double click on that. Open up InDesign. And it should open up in a minute. Now, I'm using, I think, the 2019. I'm using the 2020 version of InDesign. So hopefully you will have the most updated version as well. So you'll get a page like this, and you'll see the button that says Create New. We're going to click on that. And what we're going to do is we're going to create an A5 booklet, because we're going to print this little booklet, or we're going to try and print this 8-page book or document as a little kind of foldable booklet. So we're going to start by creating an A5 book, make sure that the orientation is portrait, and then here in pages, we're going to go and we're going to say 8 because we want 8 pages to our booklet, and we're going to press create. So very simple to start. Okay, so here we have InDesign. So there's a few things we're going to do first. So what I want to do is create some character styles. So this is going to be like, say if you want to create like a header or like a title, and you want to choose a particular text at a particular size, then you're going to use a character style. And if, for example, you wanted to create like body text, or sort of like if you're going to write like a paragraph of text and you want that to be a certain text, a certain font, sorry, at a certain size, then you want to create character styles. So what we're going to do is, hopefully on your right-hand side, you'll see a column going down. You've got strokes, swatches, gradients, CC libraries, effects, object styles, paragraph styles, and you should have character styles. I want you to click on character styles, and you'll see that there's a little plus box down here, and it says create new character style, and I want you to click on that. Okay, and you should bring up like a character style 1, and we're going to double click on that. And when we double click on that, you will see that we have some options here. What I would like you to do is go to basic character format. So we're going to keep this really, really simple. Basic character formats. And in style name, here, you see where it says character style 1. I would like you to write title. Okay, so we're going to create text that we're going to use as a title for something. I have the Ravensbourne font downloaded on my computer, so I can choose Ravensbourne font. You might not have one, but for a title, it's quite good to use like a sans serif. So sans serif are fonts without those little tails on them, and I think Ravensbourne sans. Sans meaning none or without. And we're going to, because it's a title, I'm going to choose extra bold. And you can play around with this as much as you like, but I'm going to choose 24 size. Okay, so it's going to be quite big for our title. Other things to look at, but you don't have to play around with those at the moment, is there's all sorts of things that you can choose from the side here. One of them here being changing the color of your changing the color of your font here. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to make it a nice blue color, and then I'm not going to play around with anything else from here, but there are lots of other things you can do. So we're going to click OK, and you see that we have title here. I'm going to go ahead and make another one, and we're going to call this one body. So we can go to basic character formats. I'm going to change that to body. So that's like your body text. It's going to be slightly smaller than our title, so I'll bring that down to say 14. Don't want it extra bold. We'll make that regular. And we're going to keep it at black. So that's fine. We're happy with that, and we're going to click OK. So we've created 2 character styles here, one called title, one called body. Hopefully they should start to make sense a bit later. Okay, so the next thing I want you to look at is I want you to click on pages that's on the right-hand side at the top. So you have pages, layers, and links. You can click on pages. And what you'll see here is a very kind of basic layout of your pages. You've got your first page, second page, third page, fourth page, fifth page, all the way up to 8. Now, what I want you to think of in your head is if we're going to create a booklet to this, that page 1 here and page 8 is going to be your front and back page. So 1 will be front, 8 will be back, which will make sense when we send it to print a bit later. So also, what I'd like you to do, just so you can visualize your 8 pages a bit better, is I just want you to scroll down on your document so that you can actually start to see your 8 pages. So you can see all the way down there, we have until 8 pages. Okay. Now, what we're going to do now is very, very simple. We're going to place, this is our front cover. So let's go ahead and place some text on our front cover. And as I said, we're just going to do this very simply, no kind of design consideration at the moment. We're just learning how to place text and image on our cover. So you're going to go to your toolbar on your left-hand side, and you see the T there, the type tool. I want you to click on that. And then you see it'll give you a kind of a drag option here with a cursor. And I'm going to drag a box out, and that'll give us the ability to start writing text. And I'm just going to call this cover. And you can call it whatever you want, right? But I'm going to call it cover. Now, what we're going to play around with here is if you select this text and then you go to your character styles and you click on title, you'll notice that the size of your text changes. Because if we select title, it'll then change anything that's selected to the preset character styles that we have made for the kind of titles of our cover, right? So I'm going to go there and I'm going to put cover. Now, if you want to move this text around, you want to click, go to your toolbar, go to the very top and selection tool here. and you essentially just click and you can drag with your mouse pad, or you can click the up, down, left, right key, and it will kind of move it around. Okay. Now you might look at that and think, well, that's not big enough. I want that to be a bit bigger. You can highlight there, and because you're on text, it should have at the top here some additional choices for the size of your text. So we can make it bigger, okay, or we can make it smaller. I would suggest, if you're not happy with the size of the text, you could go ahead and make another character style where the size of your text is even bigger, right? But let's just leave it as it is there. And then we've written the word cover. Let's go ahead and place an image on our document. So to place an image on your document, you want to go to your tools panel on your left-hand side, and you need to click the rectangular frame tool. It looks like a box with an X in it. Click on that, and let's drag out a space on our cover here, that size, and then let go. And it's going to give us, we've created a box in which we're going to place an image into. And to do that, once you've created that box, so you're going to go over to File, and you're going to scroll down to Place. Click on Place. And then, like we did in the Photoshop workshops, you should have a file with your finished images on it. And click on an image that you would like to put on your front cover. And I will choose that. Why not? And here you see it's placed that image on your cover. Now you'll notice that it's slightly too big for our box, and that's fine, because to change that, you'll want to go to Object, and then you want to go to Object Fitting, and it's going to give you all sorts of options here. You can fit frame proportionally, you can fit content proportionally, you can content aware fit, you can fit frame to content, or you can fit content to frame. I'm going to click fit content to frame, which fits the content to the frame. But you'll also notice here that it hasn't done that proportionally, so it's stretched out the image. So let's go back and choose another one that fits content proportionally to the frame. So you want to make sure that you're choosing the ones that say proportionally, otherwise it's going to warp and stretch your image, okay? So let's see if we click fit content proportionally, what it does. There you go. So it's placed the image on your page, on the box that you've stretched out. It's placed that image inside that box proportional to that box. Okay. Now, what I want you to do for this second page is I want you to make what's called a spread. So here we have the kind of first inside spread of our page, and we're going to create an image that runs over 2 pages. And it's really, really simple to do. What we're going to do is we're going to go back to our rectangle frame tool, and we're going to choose a box that stretches over 2 pages. Okay. And having done that, again, we go to File, we go to Place. And then we find an image that we would like to stretch over the middle page. I'll choose something like this. Okay. So the size of that's quite good. It's already, I think, quite in proportion to the page. It's quite small. So what I might want to do now is make the image bigger. So what I'm going to do is, instead of changing the image, there are many ways to do this, but I'm going to change the box size, the frame size, and then go back to fit content proportionally. So I'll go to the top and go to Selection Tool. I'm going to drag out those corners a little bit to make my image a bit bigger. And then I'm going to go back to Object, Fitting, and I'm going to fit content proportionally. It should make that bigger. Okay. Now, for this now we're going to use our title character style. So we're going to write I'm going to write something to kind of complement this image. So we're going to lay some text down that's not a title, but it's just some body text, right? So I'm going to click on our type tool. I'm going to place some type down at the bottom here, as you can see there. Now I'm going to start typing, and because our character style is on body, it's come up with this kind of slightly heavier blue type. But if I highlight that and I click, oh, sorry, no, it hasn't done that. It's on body, sorry, but it's blue. I don't know why it's blue. Oh yeah, it's because we didn't change it to black. Okay. So we've got slightly smaller body text here. Also, if you want to change and edit your character style, you just go to it and you double click on it. And because we noticed there that our body text is actually blue, and I, to my mind, only wanted my title character styles to be blue, I'm going to just go in, double click on body, go down to character styles, press black. You see how it was on blue because I made the title blue. Click black and then click OK. And hopefully, yes, it's turned to blue. And it will do that automatically now because we've edited it in character styles. So I'm just going to write some nonsense. This doesn't mean anything. Just some text, some very simple text, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and now that's in our body text. So what we've done here is essentially all you need to know to go ahead and make our 8-page document or our little booklet. Obviously, you won't be writing nonsense. You'll write something that I will ask you to do tomorrow or in our class, and it will probably be to kind of find a narrative or a story through the images that we've selected on here, but very simple, maybe even just a sort of a made-up story. But why don't you now go ahead and start to lay out your text and image in and around your 8-page document. And when you've done that, go back and watch the second video on how to create a PDF or send it to print through to our Ravensbourne printers here, and to send to print as a booklet. Okay, I hope that was easy to follow, and if not, as I said, send me an email and I'll see if I can clarify things for you. Okay, excellent, and I'll see you soon and enjoy.